Bringing in my colleagues here. Now, the music here sounds very uplifting, but the reality is that young girl just said at the end, this is crumbs. The fact that the threshold for accountability for black people in this country and the threshold for justice for black people in this country is so low that we get excited that accountability has just been served is pretty sad. Now, of course, when we found out about the verdict yesterday, I was completely thrilled, but we have to see this through. Just as Joe Ripley's report says that the George Floyd Policing Reform Act needs to pass, change has to happen, systemic racism in this country has to end for things to get better.
I think that's absolutely right. One case is not going to make up for all the injustices that have been taking place, and they're still going. So I absolutely agree with you, Francesca.
I would have to disagree and not call it crumbs. You know, I grew up with a father who was raised in Jim Crow South. And he has taught me over the years, as we're navigating through this new social justice movement here, that change is slow, right? It doesn't mean that it's okay that it's slow, but it is change and it's happening. I think it's important for us to take in this moment, really take it in, and then move forward as well. I want to share with you a tweet I put out yesterday because there are so many emotions that we're feeling, and I don't really feel like relief sums it all up, right? I think it's more than relief. It feels like we matter, like we're being listened to. For many of us, it was an immediate rush back in time to when we all watched George Floyd be murdered, and we can call it murder now. Watch him take his last breaths under an officer's knee. It's been too much. And I think for a lot of us, we are finally able to breathe because we see the sky opening up a little bit, right? So I think we need to take this moment and move forward with it.
Absolutely, Sheba. We all know the name George Floyd. Do you know the name Arthur McDuffie? I do. It was in 1980. I grew up in Miami, Florida, when he was beaten and killed by 4 white officers. I watched my city burn for weeks to come. 18 people killed, 400 injured. Yeah. I didn't get it. I was 14 years old. 1992, Rodney King, we all saw that. We know the outcome. We saw those riots. I thought I got it. Right now, 2021, 40 plus years later, to watch the knee on George Floyd's neck, that was murder. That man was killed. Now I get it, 40 years later as a white man. But this has been going on for 400 years. One small step, maybe, but a lot more to go.
A lot more to go.
A lot more to go.
That we can agree on. Right now, you can find our full coverage of the conviction of Derek Chauvin on the 11 Alive app, and we welcome you into this conversation as well. The entire team has put some information up on their social media pages, also on the 11 Alive Facebook page and Morning Rush ATL page. So please let us know your thoughts as well. We have full interviews with community leaders on 11alive.com. And please remember, share your thoughts also on Twitter using the hashtag Morning Rush ATL.